Going
All right,
first.
we
It's
live now.
all right, all right.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man?
Episode 3. Topic: guerrilla warfare. Oh man, got a lot to talk about, bro.
Yeah, we do.
But
Yeah, we do. How you
before we
been though?
been doing good, man. Been doing good for myself. Taking it one day at a time. Everything just flowing the proper way. How about you?
Yeah. One day at a time. Can't do any better than that. When
Yeah,
something goes down, you gotta go ahead and assess it and go after it again. That's all.
yeah.
So your topic today is guerrilla warfare and CQB, or just guerrilla warfare?
Yeah, so everything. I'm always
All
down for extra talk.
right, all right. Let
You
me know
know,
what you want to go into first.
I know guerrilla warfare. The reason why I brought that up because, of course, the event in August, 6th and 7th. But not only that, the meetups as well. I feel like every time we on the field is guerrilla warfare. You
Right,
know,
right.
so just want to get into this event, man. I really can't wait, honestly. But what's your take on it, man? Give us like a small detail of this paintball event for OTP in August.
So for OTP in August, um, so I'm not sure if hold on. I'm not sure if you or your viewers or anybody within the community has heard, but it's been stated that Magfed is dead. Um, I tend to disagree. I always tend to go against the grain. There's a couple people that are on that same wave with me, but for August is supposed to be guerrilla warfare feeling, head on collision, force on force, and pretty much getting all the teams that we possibly can
Mm.
um, at OTP, so that way they can go ahead and experience that MagFed warfare experience. I know a lot of teams come out, they tend to go ahead and have their own strategy, they have their own tactics, and that's cool. However, how good are your tactics? How good are your tactics against another player that is just as good, or if not your equal? So this this match, this game for August 6th, 7th is going to pretty much set that tone and let people know, hey, look, this is what we can do to better ourselves and how we could go ahead and ensure that the MACA community continues to better itself. OTP being where it's at, it's pretty much like that center of Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New York. All right, it's in New Jersey.
Right.
It is 64 acres big, and it has everything, all the dynamics that you can possibly use to go ahead and get a force on force warfare event happening. So we expect nothing but mayhem. We expect nothing but controlled violence, and it's going to be an eye opener for the MacFed community to pretty much go at it with each other. We have Castle, who's representing the blue team. He's going to be he's going to be one of the key factors that's going to bring on that guerrilla warfare type style. And then you have Viper, who's going to be bringing on that CQB tactical warfare, a modern day warfare type deal. And it's going to be quite explosive. Um, I can't I can't see this going no other way but up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be dope. I can't wait. Um, for those of you that are looking for more information, just go onto the OTP site, register now before it gets a little bit too expensive, and just be in. You're going to be in for a hell of an event. I tell you that.
Nice, nice. Uh, Before I say my question, shout out to Viper for one shot, one kill, and shout out to Frank Castle. I had the pleasure of speaking with him a few months ago. Great conversation, great guy. Dope too, man. He got a nice squad. What's the squad name again? Turtles, right? Something like that. They're like a shield team, right? Magfed shield team, I believe.
They'll be out there. Um, you'll have you'll have like 4 or 5 more teams out there that enjoy playing with him because they bring like havoc everywhere they go. They bring havoc. All right, so it's going to be cool. With Viper, you're going to have a lot of the new teams come out. You're going to have, to my understanding, it's going to be one SOK, all the factions. So you're going to have Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. All right, and then you're going to have New York Savage Beast out there representing. And
Yeah.
then you're going to have those that are going to be that come out every month to the Magfed event, representing on the Red Squad just as well. Um, the Nomads are going to be out for Blue Team. They're going to be out there representing the Blue Team, and it's going to be a hell of an event. Expect expect nothing but madness, so to speak.
I do have one question. I know some events I've been to, they had like spies at the MagFed event. Will there be spies there as well, or just red and
No,
blue?
no spies. This is pretty much intel, right? Gather as much intel for your team, and your team could go ahead and do as they wish with it. We do have um, what is it? A time to that's pretty much going to be set, and how many objectives are going to be let out at one time.
Hmm.
So, I mean, you've played airdrop. Airdrop is probably going to be one of the last games you're used to playing it with one package being taken out with 2 players. Well, we're going to have several locations where there's going to be different size packages. So it's not just going to be that 75-pound box that you guys are accustomed to carrying.
Mm.
There's going to be a box where you have to do a 4-man carry just to get it back to your base. You know what I mean? There's going to be a box that you're going to need a 2-man carry, right? And there's probably going to be like 6 or 7 of them out. So it's going to be dope. Um, I just have to figure out. I just have to figure out the logistics of everything because we anticipate on giving out a lot of free things. There's going to be a lot of cachet points that you're going to be able to crack open with a code, and you'll be able to grab all the free stuff that is in there. You'll be able to utilize in the game.
Wow. So will my next question, will we be using 2 fields for MagFed paintball, or all the fields all together? Or is it just like, how's it gonna go?
So it's been a debacle the past couple of days. I mean, especially with the meeting that happened yesterday. Um, so we're looking at utilizing all of the fields. It's not just going to be one field. It's going to be all of the fields. And for those of you that's been out to OTP, there's 13 fields. If you go there on a regular day, you may not play all the fields in one day. It's too many fields to actually get to. And if you're a MacFetter, if you came out to the last MacFed meetup, we played at CQB. We played at CQB, War Torn, and those are 2 maps that you guys never played on.
Mm.
And at
It's different.
CQB, I gave a little crash course on like how to go ahead and make sure you're not seen, especially when you're like crossing corners or getting into that door threshold. A lot of people are like, oh, okay, this is how we can go ahead and utilize. We introduced a new game called Sabotage. That was pretty dope, and it's gonna be pretty interesting, pretty fucking interesting to see what's gonna happen at Warfare.
Mm. Man, it's already got me anxious, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
It's got me anxious. I mean, just the fact that people are saying MagFed community is dead. I can see how they're saying it's dead. Like, we've been making moves for the past 2 years in MagFed community. And it's a shame to like hear that from people, but that's politics, of course. It's always
Right.
politics everywhere you go. But I mean, this is dope. And honestly, I feel like this event, me personally, I feel like this event is going to change a lot. I feel like it's going to be more 10 times like this. Once people see how this is, you know, it's going to be all over social media. You never know. It might get to the news. It just might blow up. You just never know.
So we're anticipating for it to blow up the last day, especially like come the day that the game is actually going to happen. We expect everybody to be showing up. Right now, we have probably 60 people registered, which is cool, but we need to like get those numbers up to show that look, this is what we intend on doing. We're even going as far as trying to get conversion kits for the Titman 98s to
Mm.
go ahead and see like if anybody comes on and they want to get involved in the game, they need a Magfed marker because we're not allowing any hoppers. We're not allowing any queue feeders. What we will be allowing is defenders. We will be allowing defenders. They will be utilized as some type of machine gun. We will be accepting pretty much anything with a box mag, of course. That's always going to be a great thing to see on the field. And we're gonna be strict as to what is allowed on the field. If we have MagFed markers that people can rent out and rentals want to come on and get involved, that'll be pretty cool. If we do, and this is where the problem was Thursday, if we do anticipate on doing that, um, we may have to lower the FPS because if we're going to have newbies come out and play MagFed paintball, it's going to be different. There's going to be a whole different look to it because now we have to go ahead and make sure that they see the good in it and actually want to come back to it or purchase their own MagFed marker from that. So it's a task. It's a lot to take in, but it's slowly coming together.
Will the chrono be the same or will it boost up just a little bit?
As far as what? As far as first strike and round ball.
Yeah.
So if everybody registers and the people that register are pretty much like very accustomed to the game, everything will stay the same. Round ball and first strike will be 280 FPS. 280 FPS. That's it. There is no 300. There's no need for 300. We actually had a ref clinic at OTP. So if you wanted to become a ref, you could have come by. You could have taken the course and got pretty much registered and certified as a ref.
Mm.
But 300 FPS is for tournament use round ball.
Yeah.
If you go ahead and put 300 psi on a first strike, it has been said that the fins of a first strike round will be able to pass by you and cut you. This is from a legit person that runs the ref clinic, and it was pretty dope to see that because they actually had like videos of everything of this is what happens at 300 FPS for first strike. This is what happened at 300 FPS for round ball, and it's pretty dope. You know what I mean? Um, so if we do happen to have walk-ons come on and join that game, join the big game, it's probably going to be divvied down to probably like 275, 270, just to make sure that everybody enjoys the game properly.
Mm. My next question. Will there be grenades allowed? Smoke grenades? I know people are bringing like what's the things called, man? Those gun grenade
The grenade launchers.
grenade launchers.
So
Are they allowed on there?
so everybody can bring what they want as long as it's within regulation, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
like if you're bringing your own grenade and you made it from like your basement, that's not allowed. All right, we got to make sure that everybody is safe. We want to make sure everybody is understanding that hey, look, this is a game for everybody. Um, We don't want to have something that you created in in your backyard, like a bomb or smoke grenade, right? That is going to potentially put somebody in harm's way. So we're going to stray away from that. Come out to a regular Magfed meetup and you want to try something out, that would be a nice way to test it out. But to actually bring it out to a game where a lot of people may be coming out, a lot of new people may be coming out, that is not how we want to test that out. Smokes will be utilized. Players will have different type of smoke than referees. Referees will be throwing out smoke every pretty much periodically throughout the game, just to go ahead and bring different type of dynamic to the game. So you're going to see pink smoke, yellow smoke, and black smoke, maybe some red smoke, and a lot of fields veer away from those colors because it looks like fire. However, I believe the OTP staff has very, very, very eyes on and a handle on things that we could go ahead and utilize those type of smokes and make sure that everybody's not alarmed in a sense of, hey, this is a fire versus this is a regular smoke grenade. So we got that handled. Grenades, as long as they're purchased from the store, as long as they're within regulation, that is cool. There will be tripwire. We'll be setting up tripwire in certain locations. I will not be giving you guys that information, but tripwire will be set up to go ahead and expose certain people's location. So you have all this coming in, and everybody should like be on their toes.
What about drones? Will drones be allowed?
Drones will be allowed. However, drones will only be allowed to pretty much gain video and location. Nobody should be able to shoot at drones. If you're bringing your own drone, understand you cannot have anything that's going to be fired upon. If it's not being ran by us, and let's say you bring a drone that has a pistol on it that's capable of firing paintballs, it's not going to be it's not going to be utilized because it needs to be used on both sides of the field. All right. So nah, drones will be used only to spectate, gain footage, and pretty much give the location of your enemy, and that's about it. But nobody should be firing at drones. Nobody should be disrespecting anybody's equipment, so to speak.
Oh, make sure that was cleared up.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow. That's dope, man. I honestly can't wait. I know a lot of people are going to come out. I know it said 60. Wow.
Yep.
What's the most that is allowed to be at that event?
Are we talking about how many people are allowed to be at the event?
Yeah.
So right now, we have 400 to be our cap. If we have 400 people there, the entire field shuts down, right? However, it's been stated that if even like say 60 people register and 60 people show up, if that's the case, that's what we're running with. The entire field's being shut down, only because we could go ahead and run maintenance on the fields that need maintenance on. Right? We won't have it. We won't have it as how do you say as intense due to the fact that we want to make sure that everybody's still enjoying their game. I'm not. You weren't there last game, but we actually had walk-ons and speedballers versus Magfed, and we utilized Castle and Hyper Pipes all together, and it was mayhem. Like it was just straight mayhem. Anybody that was there, you could comment, like, share if you were a part of that. Give your experience. I know I even played. Like I ran across the field with a pistol, a revolver at that 68 caliber, and I got hit. But because I was a ref, I was immune to the hits. I just wanted to get across the field to represent for MagFed. That's all. So it was pretty dope. We got the community together, and pretty much people saw what we were doing there at OTP. It was pretty dope.
Yeah, I see a little couple clips on Instagram of Magfed versus Spain, Magfed versus Speedball. I was like, wow, like, damn, how I missed that? But wow,
And
that's crazy.
that's that's the type of environment we expect to have during warfare. There's
Right.
going to be a lot of smoke. There's going to be a lot of grenades. There's going to be a lot of yelling, a lot of mayhem, comms. It's going to be a lot going on. And with all that going on, we intend we intend on throwing probably like the best Magfed game probably on the East Coast. Um, I'm saying that because we've been to a lot of games. A lot of games seem over complex. I've played at Freelancer. It was a dope game, very beautiful, uh, beautifully written, beautifully done, beautifully executed. It was amazing. 300 people showed out. It was just fun. However, it was only first strike only, so a lot of people didn't get the chance to come out. With this being a first strike and round ball event, we can anticipate this to be probably one of the biggest events on the East Coast. That's going to pretty much drive us forward to do more. All right, so we're expecting a good turnout.
Nice. I actually believe the outcome of that will turn out great, knowing that on the east side there's a lot of people from all over, Jersey, New York, and PA, and of course Delaware. So I think the outcome is going to be great for August. But the Magfed meetup, man, how has that been going?
So the Magfed meetups at OTP have been growing. Um, the last Magfed meetup, which was last Saturday, it was 40 people strong, and the reason being was because we had a back-to-back weekend.
Hmm.
So the weekend prior to that, we had about another 40 show up, which was dope. It wasn't that bad. And then the weekend before that, it was 85 strong. So we started out with 15. We grew to 85. We went back down to 40 because I believe there was a lot of big games being played that week, which was dope. Um, and then the following week, we had another 40. It was due to back-to-back weekends, and it helps us pretty much measure out how we're going to pretty much lay out the foundation for the remainder of the games, not just for this year, but for 2023. 2023 is going to be a big year. Um, we are writing games now to pretty much get everything set. Props are being brought, and we're going to pretty much ensure that if you enjoyed this game, the next game that you come out to is going to have you hooked. Because I'm me being who I am, and the team being who they are at OTP. Our job is to ensure that everybody enjoys themselves. So we're going to make sure that happens.
Hmm. That leads me to my next question. What's the mindset like being on that field? I know you're a ref, but you talk to the guys on a regular daily basis. Even in Magfed meetup, like what's their mindsets like? What do they talk about? After Magfed meetup,
Are we talking about the MagFed community or are we talking about the refs in general?
Magfed community.
So the MagFed community, a lot of people just look at this as therapy. I know I've had a lot of people come up and say, "Look, I'm just here to shoot stuff." James in particular is one of the main ones. Hey, I'm just out here to shoot. I'm out here to release my demons, so on and so forth. Then a lot of people look at it as prepping for a competition. I know last week talking to the MagFed community that came out, a lot of them were asking when are we going to start hosting tournaments. It's coming. It's just right now we gotta draw up a big game. And the reason why we're drawing up a big game is due to the fact that it's it's long overdue. Everybody's doing competition. Everybody's either got a 1v1 tournament, 2v2, 10 man. You got your EPL, you got your NXL. All of that is all tournament driven, which is dope. However, for the MacFed community, we got to get a big game going. After that big game, we can start talking about competition, whether it's a live fire shoot house, which a lot of people are not accustomed to. whether it's 1v1, 2v2, squad on squad, which is 4 man. Um, you have pretty much your sniper games, which I see them coming out periodically, but
Mm.
nobody ever talks about it due to the fact that I guess the turnout's never that good. So we're looking at doing it. We want to build the Magfed community first. We want to give you guys a big game, and then we could talk about competition to see who's the best team out there, to see who has the best snipers, to see who has the best shooters, to see who has the best squads. Things like that. You have to pretty much get together first, gather the masses, and then you go ahead and disseminate their how do you say their mission in tournaments. That's how I look at it, and that's been the game plan since I've taken over in November, to try to get us to that competitiveness, to go ahead and shoot pistols, rifles, snipers. If we do it right, if we do it right the first time, we don't have to do it. We don't have to do it over again later on down the line. All right, it would just be reciprocated later on.
Mm. Wow. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that. Therapy session. Also, I agree with tournament as well. But you got to draw out the big game first. But like I said, in the beginning of our podcast, Magfed community was never dead. I feel like we have grown these last 2 years. We have all came together many times over, and I feel like we're being known more out here for Magfed community, not just in the East Side, but all over. I have spoke to guys in Canada, and these guys is willing to actually come over to the East Side. They're willing to come over. I believe either the end of this year or sometime next year. So we're actually well known out there a lot as well, and it's actually a blessing to hear more guys talk about that. Even like overseas, like guys who touched me overseas a few times, saying, "Hey, you guys, got great MagFed meetups in New Jersey. On the East Side." It's like hearing that from them. It's like, wow, it's amazing because overseas and it's like huge, big. The fields is crazy, the games is crazy out there. So just hearing those feedback from those people is amazing. So I just want to say that.
So I believe I believe your average number for a MagFed meetup on a basic day, regular day, is probably about, I want to say, 20 to 25 people. Um, so myself and another fellow assassin down in Maryland, we've been working together, and his MagFed meetups are at the end of the month. My MagFed meetups are at the beginning of the month, and we pretty much draw off each other, right? So his MagFed meetups draw about 40 people without any of us coming down, and then when we come down, we up that number to about 50 to 60, right? Which is dope. But that's what we have to do as a MagFed community. We have to come together and support the surrounding areas. All right. For us in New Jersey, if it was just one, New Jersey one, that's okay. You have New Jersey one, that's okay. You have the fully loaded goons. You have the mercenary one family. Uh, then you have your people that are just mercenaries that come on board. All right. We would have alone just our MagFed community. We have 50 to start off with. Everybody else that comes out from, you got New York one, that's okay. When they come on, that's an additional 10 to 12 people. When you have your people coming up from Delaware, when you have your people coming up from Maryland, that's an additional 10 to 12 people per state that comes out to play with us. So we've drawn a number of people out to New Jersey, which is dope. And I'm proud to say that to be a part of that, that's amazing. However, we want to go ahead and get that big game to draw more. So that way we let people know, listen, this can be in your area at any given moment. We just need you guys to support. That's it. I'm a big supporter. I don't play at OTP. I play at other fields. A lot of people say, "Hey, how come you don't play at your own field?" Well, I got to make sure that the event is being ran correctly. If it's not being ran correctly, people complain. If people complain, people will sit there and not come. If people not come, that loses numbers and so on and so forth. So it's a domino effect. If I don't play and focus on what's being done and how it can be done right, then you could go ahead and continue to grow that community, right? For me, it has always been about the community. Anybody wants to come play and they don't have a Magfed, they'll come ask me. I say, you got to ask them. They are the people that you have to open up to. The community runs their own thing. They could be their own downfall, they could be their own success, but they have to go ahead and make sure that they support each other. Point blank. Period. I'm just the pivoting point, the point that pretty much brings everybody together, so that way we can play.
Nice. Um, yeah, you're right about that. You gotta support more. Um, I actually been working on a few things these past few weeks. Actually, and now that we're mentioning support, I had my clothing line for probably a couple of years, like about 3 years now. But I just started actually getting into it more often. Actually putting time into my own, and I'm actually working on shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts, like anything that I could just put a design on, really. So I have been doing that for a few weeks now. It's been amazing, and
Okay.
I will be posting more of that, on my social media, on my page, of course, for MagFed players, not for the whole paintball world, period. Even people outside of paintball, because I know everyone, they love design, they love shirts. People love putting their name out there, but me, it's all about relationships, all about reaching that goal in life. And my goal is to just bring people together, man. It always been that goal for me, to bring people together, to allow them to see a bigger picture in life.
That's a great way of doing it. That is a great way of doing it. I saw that you put something up. It had your picture on there. I thought that was pretty dope, man. Continue working at it, and again, bring it out to the MacFed meetups. You know what I mean? So that way, the community can see that and support. Um, I do the raffles for the community. We recently gave away a MG 100. Shout out to Creep Show who won.
Creep show.
Um, uh, that led to me linking up with Embroidery Beast Inc. They are dope. If you guys are looking for any type of patches to be made, reach out to them. Um, I don't know if you could go ahead and put like the links in the caption below, but Embroidery Beast Inc. on Instagram, check them out. They do amazing work. Everything is quality. It's real dope, real dope. And we're planning on doing a raffle. However, I'm thinking we could probably use that for the game to actually let people know, look, this is what it is. And I think what I'm gonna do is, and I have to speak to them on it, is once the game starts, start selling tickets, and then at the end of the second day, because it's a 2 day event, um, call out the winners and then let them know to connect with him, so that way they could go ahead and get the patch started for them. But yeah, man, Creepshow won that MG 100 fair and square. The next raffle is coming up probably next month, and right now we're just focused on we're getting fields and brand new. We got megas being knocked down, couple roads are being put in. Town is getting a mansion. It's looking good. It's looking real good.
Yeah, I definitely can't wait to come out. I've been itching to come out, man, for a while. It's like watching everyone else go out there, man, have fun is like, man, I need to be out there. Seriously. That's really like my therapy session. It's really something that, I just crave for, man. Like I mentioned to shoot something.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is the only sport that you can actually hunt a man and not really get in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I enjoy it. I enjoy watching the gameplay. I enjoy playing in there. I enjoyed being called out. So if anybody wants thinks that they could, you know, go one on one with me, by all means. We've had that last Magfed meetup. It was a 1v1 and then a 2v1 and then a speedball versus me. And I won. I won the 1v1. I tied for the 2v1. And then the speedball versus me, I got every time I got within 15 feet of him, he was just scared. But spray and pray. That's all it is. Spray and pray versus accuracy.
Now that we're talking about calling out, man, I actually talked to Rocket about this a few months ago. Uh, Killmonger. Killmonger. He actually it was surprising the last time I came out to Magfed meeting at OTP. Um, he actually was killing a lot of people. I'm not gonna lie, he was going crazy, jumping on walls and stuff, jumping over walls. I mean, overshooting people. It was mad stupid. So I had to take him out the first round. Actually, he was at Castle. I took him out because he actually came out the Castle and tried to blast at me. So I shot him first. But in the second round, he came blazing speed on me and a few other guys, and he took all of us out. But I wound up shooting him as well. So kind of traded shots back and forth. But yeah, man, I actually do want to call out Killmonger. I'm not gonna lie, you know. And it's not no beef or nothing like that. I don't look at it like that. I just look at it more of an experience thing for me. I like going against the best to be the best.
No problem. And I'm pretty sure if he watches this, he's definitely going to respond to it. Um, Knowing Killmonger or Overkill is he didn't get that name through gimmicks. Like he earned that name fair and square. And if you watched any of his videos, understand like this dude gets overkill for a reason. Like
Yeah,
he kills multiple people in one swipe. If he says he's gonna go, and he's gonna get you on footage. So he is he is definitely one of a kind. One of the top assassins on the East Coast, if not the top assassin on the East Coast. I'm learning a lot from him, and under his leadership, it's been a hell of a ride. I say that, but I will say calling him out is scary, only because he don't play nice. He's gonna make sure if you calling him out, he's gonna make sure that you feel it.
I respect that as you should. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know,
so
man. Just like I said, just that experience. I need that experience, man. I feel like being out on that field, you go against people all the time, and I have went against people all the time. Top players and stuff like that. And it's amazing. It's actually a great feeling going up against people. That's part of the reason why I had to change my name to Lone Wolf. It's not that I'm selfish. It was just more so like I like being alone and I like getting a job done. People come at me, so I have to put that work in somehow, some way, and it makes me realize like you gotta do what you gotta do. It's either kill or be killed.
yeah,
Kill or be.
definitely got to put in that work. Um, Being called out is more of an honor than anything because obviously people see something in you. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And I know when I'm called out, it's always all right. Let's hit the field. There is no talk. It's just hit the field. We'll take it from there. I know last weekend it was a call out. We hit the field, and that was it. That was it. It was a different version of me. I didn't have my tip X's. Stacks Elite gave me his tip X's, and I did what I had to do with somebody else's tip X. It doesn't matter what marker you put in my hand now, I'm still able to do the work. You know what I mean? So doing so and doing so, it's it's quite amazing to be called out. I like the thrill of it. I like the challenge. I like the competition. Call me out as many times as you want. Just understand, it ain't gonna be easy. Whether win, lose, draw, it ain't gonna be easy.
Yeah, yeah. It's at the end of the day, it's a challenge. When you accept that challenge, you have to back your talk up. And like where I come from, like I don't believe in like just talking. Like I don't believe in talking. Then the action. I believe in putting your actions first. You're
Yep,
gonna say something. You're gonna do it. Do what you're about. You know, and that's just the mentality of it. I always call
that's
it the wolf mentality, but it's really the mentality of it, man. Like you want to do something, be a man of your word.
yep, most definitely, most definitely. So my question to you is, when's the next time we expect you out there at OTP?
July 2nd.
July 2nd.
July 2nd. That's the first Saturday of first
Yep,
Saturday that month. I should definitely be
yep.
out there. Stacked up on some stuff. I'm just ready to go. So like I said,
All
ready.
right, all right. What do you expect from the August game, 6-7?
The challenge, a test. I feel like because I'm also a part of one shot one kill, but I just look at it like it's going to be a big test for all of us. Not just me, not just my team, but for everyone in Magfed community. It's going to be a test, it's going to be a challenge, and people have to come ready. People have to come like they like depends on it.
Okay.
And I say that deeply because like when you're on that battlefield, like you're not friends with people. You have enemies, you have targets, you have opponents. So your mentality has to change. And I know like being on that field, man, like I'm a wolf. So I could say I'm a wolf on that field. Like when I come out, I come out. I come ready. I come ready to get the job done. That's just part of being in the Magfed community. Like you look at it as if it's a real life situation. You
Right.
have to. That's how you got to treat it sometimes. A lot of people always ask me, have you served or anything like that? I'm like, no, I just come out. It's just a sport. I love to play it. Like I said, it's my therapy session. That's how I look at it. It's how I treat it. It's just a fun sport, man. Like it's something that people enjoy doing for a living. A lot of people they go home and stuff. Like it's like, man, like they don't even want to be home. They want to be out in the field. They want to be out in the field, building that brotherhood, building that bond. Building a relationship. Really, and that's what's about in paintball. Like you have to build everything, build your name, build that bond with people, you know, and just have a style. Like for me, I feel like I can play all styles, but my number one style will always be a fighter, always be the push. And I will always have that mentality. Like I can never just sit back and just watch. Like I have to be in the front line, you know. That's what the
Okay.
action is at, man. At the 50.
And where do you see yourself August 6th, 7th on the battlefield? Do you see yourself front, mid, getting the props or the objectives completed? Do you see yourself like, is there a target that you have on the other team that I need to be made aware of? Like, what is it that you anticipate on succeeding once August 6th, 7th comes?
Okay, so when it comes to events, missions, objective, my goal was to always get the objective. And a lot of times I am the leader, even though there's always leaders. talking and pointing things out and giving out intel and stuff. But a lot of time, you gotta take charge. I feel like if you're a born leader, you have to take charge. So for me, like I always been a leader, you know, even if somebody else is leading, like it's in me to lead. A lot of time I'm on that battlefield. I see things that some of the generals don't see, so I call it out. You know, I can take a 6-man team with me, a 4-man team, whatever. But just know that when I'm on that battlefield, my goal is to lead and get the objective. It will always be that. You gotta put your pride aside and not think about the front line. You gotta think about the objective first. You know, always have people backing you up on your six.
Okay. So with guerrilla warfare being the topic, all right. Understand, Castle is a guerrilla warfare tactician. Right. The dude is crazy. The dude is very, very, very into his character on the field, especially when he is a general. All right. How do you anticipate playing against somebody like that? A team that has played with Castle for probably, I don't know, a little bit over 15 years.
A
This is
decade.
my understanding. They're coming and they're not coming with any type of remorse. They're coming with straight paintball, straight war, straight up in your face type deal. How do you anticipate on, you know, taking that on? How do you anticipate on helping Viper, helping Juneski, um, maintain their footprint on the battlefield? Because you guys are playing against pushers, very
Right.
aggressive players.
Well, I'm gonna just say this. Haven't got a chance to actually play against Frank Castle, but just hearing stories about him, he is what he said he is. But like I said, my goal, man, is to accept that challenge. Like we have the home court advantage. That's for one. Not only that, we also know these fields and we know how to work these fields. So it doesn't matter like who comes on this field. Like you can bring Wolf Paintball out there. That's my guy. Shout out to Wolf Paintball, man. But somebody like that, he has like his strategy is crazy. His the way he move out on the field is crazy. So like even if I went up against him, like I have to come ready. I have to come prepared. So for me, like I have to come prepared when it comes to Frank Castle. Like I have to make sure that I'm on point at all times. I don't believe in just slacking out one bit because if this guy said who he is, like that means we have to be on point the whole entire time. And I know he's a pusher. He's good with them shields. That's great. But I'm also good whipping on the front line. I'm good with sniping. I'm good with leading. I'm good with pointing things out. I studied CQB for 2 years. CQB is something that I learned a lot in. And that actually made me realize like we are in that battlefield. Like you really have to check everything. Your corners, you have to check. We have to orient check. Your angles. Like you just have to be on point because if I'm entering a room, somebody could be on the side of me or somebody could be right there waiting for me to come in that room. Like I have to make sure I'm on point going in there or I'm on point, period. Not only that, I learned a lot. Like if I go in a room and my barrel is sticking out and my barrel is actually in the front door, like anybody can shoot through the wall, anybody can shoot at me. So for me, I have to be mindful of my surroundings. I have to how do I say this quote? I have to think it's swift to I can't get it out properly, but I just have to make sure that I'm on point. That's the whole goal of this event in August.
Well, can't wait to see it. I know everybody that's planning on coming out can't wait to see it, and it's gonna be mayhem for real. For anybody watching, August 6th, 7th, Warfare, register now, or I see you at the game. There will be camping. It's $25 a night for a space. All right. So I believe it's if you want like three spaces, of course that's $75, and then $75 two nights, that's 150. So you have to, if you have a team that you plan on bringing out, just make sure that you call OTP, let them know that you plan on bringing some folks with you, your team with you. If you want your team to be together, just make sure that you have it. We'll try to have it stick with your team name on it, so that way nobody can take it. Other than that, I have nothing else. Do you have anything else for me, Wolf?
Just want to say one more question. CQB, man. I just want to get into that before we wrap it up. Because I know you serve, right? You're actually in the army, I believe, right?
Yeah, I'm in the National Guard now, Pennsylvania Army National Guard, 15 years.
Okay.
Um, been a part of live fire shoot houses. Seen some things as far as training wise to go ahead and have done. Never been deployed, but living in Philadelphia, this is the closest thing you could probably get to a deployment without going overseas.
Hmm. Eh. I know right now Philly is rough. I will say
Yeah,
that. Very rough, especially with all the shooting that's going on. But I know the confused part that I have is they're trying to compare, or they're trying to say that the gun massive and the gun violence is the same, but it's really two different things. And it's just getting out of hand. But
yeah, that's a topic for a different day.
definitely
I,
is. I don't even want to get into.
yeah, that is definitely a topic for a different day. That's going into politics,
Yeah.
wording, verbiage, and things like that. Um, Here's what I will say: CQB, CQB close quarter combat is really it's difficult. All right. I'm not going to say it's more difficult than guerrilla warfare, because guerrilla warfare is difficult to maintain. CQB, however, you have to be very tactical. It's almost like playing chess.
Yeah.
Every corner you turn, you just have to be prepped for something. Um, a lot of people just think CQB is being inside of a enclosed building. It can be that. Um, Sometimes it's not that. Sometimes it's just you entering anything. It could be a store, it could be your house, learning how to get in and out without being touched. That is CQB, close quarter combat. Um, CQB is not just maneuvering with a weapon, it's maneuvering with your hands, maneuvering with your legs. How are you going to utilize your body as a weapon if your gun cannot be utilized as a weapon? So when people say CQB, I do cringe, but I understand. We just have to we just have to be a little bit more, how do you say, translucent on that word.
Yeah. Big facts. Big facts. I know CQB is it's not easy. I will say that it's not easy at all. I have been to a course a few months ago um, by a guy, Hitman, Hercules, who go by Hitman too. But he's I guess what I believe he's ex-military and a little bit law enforcement. But just learning from him, I have seen different people do CQB different. Everyone has their own game on it. Everyone does it differently, and I did learn that over time. So, but yeah, CQB is no joke at all. I will say that. Me being a civilian and just learning it, it's very hard. It really is, and it does take a long time to really get down pat, really
It does.
develop. Like you really got to study like very hard on that stuff. But I enjoy it. I love it. I learn from different people all the time. I will actually be working with a private security group very soon. well, we'll talk more about that, on the off time. But I have touched a few people, so I do plan on doing more podcasts on CQB, and I am interested and willing to want you to be a part of that as well. You know, on that podcast, just speak more opinion on that as well.
Not a problem.
Nah, man, that's literally about it, man. That's it. Um,
Listen,
but just let everyone know about August 6th, 7th again. How can they register? Who can they? How can they? Find out if they're new.
so if you for anybody that wants to go ahead and register for the August 6th, 7th event, OTP Warfare, go to www.ontargetpaintball.com. Go into the event section, go to August 6th, 7th because the calendar does come up, and you should see Warfare. Pick the side that you want to go. Red or dead, you're a Viper. Blue, you won't lose. Will be blue team. You'll be fighting with Castle. Um, when it comes down to it, it's going to be an amazing event with 400 people, without 400 people. There's going to be music. There's going to be camping. There's going to be a good time with people who have the same mindset. As far as Magfed meetups, again, you could do the same exact thing. Go into ontargetpaintball.com. Look up the first weekend of every month. That'll be our MagFed event. If you can't do that because you don't have online, but you have Facebook, go to Facebook, look up On Target Paintball or OTP, and it comes up like that. You also have Instagram, same thing, OTP. Definitely get that out of the way, and you can contact us, call us, DM us, and we'll pretty much get back to you as soon as possible. All right, but understand we are here to ensure that you guys get the best experience that you could. All right, so that's my piece on it. Um, if anybody's looking to join the team, Citizens Alliance and the Philadelphia area is looking. I know one SOK is definitely looking, and I know Fully Loaded Goons, they're definitely looking. All great teams to be a part of. Citizens Alliance been around for a while. Dope emblem. One SOK has been around for about a year, 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. And then Fully Loaded Goons is about to be a year. All good teams to be a part of. All right.
Oh man, hold up. Before we go, just one more question, Garcia. What encouragement or what wisdom could you give to someone who wants to get into MagFed paintball, and how can they really just find out more and learn more about it?
I mean, the best way to do it, man, it's always been my motto is uh, baptism by fire. Go out there, figure it out, talk, talk to those that have a MadFed marker, find out what they're using, see how they play, spectate a couple games if you don't feel comfortable playing, do what's necessary to know the game. All right, and those are things that are necessary. When I came into the sport, I was using a MR5 Spider, carrying 9 rounds, and everybody else on my team, because I was a part of the Philly Mercenaries at the time. Everybody else was using a Titman A5 or a Project Salvo with the E trigger or I forget what the other trigger was, but they were they were utilizing that. But I was getting the most kills, and if I didn't have enough rounds, I would go ahead and come out with a squeegee or a knife to go ahead and tag people. But once I got into the game, there was no turning back, and people would ask me about it as if I was a professional, and I really wasn't. I just knew I had an MR5 that shot mags instead of a hopper, and I was having fun, and people saw that, and they were excited about that. So I would say, just get into it hard. Don't look back once you get in. If you look back, you're probably going to be hesitant.
Nice, nice. Ah, well, that's it, man. Thanks for being on this podcast, Garcia, man. Appreciate you all the time, bro. You
Not a
know,
problem.
definitely going to talk more about CQB, of course, and I will be there July 2nd. That's a fact for sure. I will be there. So I really can't
We'll,
wait.
we'll be expecting you, man. And for everybody else that's going to be there July 2nd, there will be an introduction to a new game. All right, so be ready for that, and be ready for the airstrikes that are going to be coming along with it.
Nice, nice.
All
Blackout.
right,
It's a pleasure.
blackout.
Stay safe, man. Everyone, man. I appreciate everyone for watching this podcast tonight. The Lone Wolf Paintball Podcast. Great topic with my guy Garcia, aka Blackout. Um, yeah, we're gonna continue growing Magfed community. We're gonna keep pushing towards greatness. We're gonna keep striving. We're gonna keep growing. As people in life, of course, character. Um, so yeah, this event, August 6th and 7th, man. Please register. On target.com. Tune right in. Bring first strikes, round ball, everything. It's going down. And shout out to all my MagFed people. Shout out to my squad when it's okay. Shout out to all the chapters. Love you guys, man. And till next time, Wolf, one Wolf out.